And in other news, Russia and the United States have reiterated their position on the war in Ukraine as the situation continues to be grim on the ground. Now, Trump has warned of action if he receives a disappointing response from Putin. Now, the Russian president says he will achieve all aims militarily if Ukraine does not agree to a deal. The latest developments come as Russian shelling and drone strikes in Kostiantynivka in Ukraine killed 9 people and injured 6 others. Ukraine's national police released video footage showing officers providing aid to people who were injured in the attack. And according to Ukraine, Russian troops are currently around 6 kilometers from its outskirts of Kostiantynivka. Meanwhile, Russia's air defenses successfully intercepted and destroyed 5 Ukrainian drones over the Rostov region last night. As the Ukraine war rages on, Trump is awaiting Putin's decision on initiating talks with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to end the conflict, hinting at potential consequences for Russia if progress isn't made. Now, Trump says he'll know more in the next few days after speaking with Putin.
I have no message to President Putin. He knows where I stand, and he'll make a decision one way or the other. Whatever his decision is, we'll either be happy about it or unhappy. And if we're unhappy about it, you'll see things happen. I'll be speaking to him over the next few days, and we're going to see.
With who, sir?
I'm going to know exactly what's happening.
Now, Putin says he is open to meeting Zelensky in Moscow to discuss a potential peace deal, while reiterating Russia's long-standing opposition to Ukraine's NATO membership, framing it as a direct security threat.
I would like to remind you of first articles of the UN Charter, where it is stated that nations have a right to self-determination. But we do not link territories to security guarantees, and this is not the way this issue was raised in Anchorage. Trump asked me to hold a meeting. If Zelensky is ready, let him come to Moscow, and such a meeting will take place.
Well, Putin added that Russian forces were advancing on all fronts in Ukraine and that Ukraine was not capable of conducting a large-scale offensive.
Ukraine could be readying reserves in order to carry out some actions of a more or less large-scale nature. But they are not capable of conducting large-scale offensive operations and are only engaged in holding the existing lines. If common sense prevails, it will be possible to agree on acceptable terms for ending this conflict.
French President Emmanuel Macron announced that European nations are ready to provide security guarantees to Ukraine once a peace agreement is signed. Macron made the statement while hosting Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the Élysée Palace in Paris, ahead of a meeting of the coalition of the willing group of nations supporting Ukraine. Well, Zelensky believes a united front among Europe, Ukraine and US could pressure Russia into a diplomatic solution, but he sees no signs that Russia wants to end the war. Recent Russian air attacks have damaged Ukraine's energy and transport infrastructure, highlighting Kiev's need for security guarantees to deter future attacks.
We had a fantastic NATO summit.
We have not received any signals from Russia that it truly wants to end this war. I am convinced that Europe and the United States will help us increase pressure on Russia to move towards a diplomatic solution for achieving peace in Ukraine.
Well, according to reports following the summit, European leaders and Zelensky are expected to make a call to Trump on post-war security guarantees for Kiev. The summit, which is to be chaired by the leaders of France and the UK, aimed to step up pressure on Russia over its war against Ukraine following a series of failed attempts to reach a ceasefire.